Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA bit. It's finals day, baby. We got basketball. But we haven't had basketball in for what feels like months. And we finally get a game tonight. Very excited about that. We get game one, 8:30 Eastern, I believe, on the worldwide leader. ESPN, all that fun stuff. Maddie Harrison on lunch break. There you go. Love to see it. This is what I think we're going to do today. I think we're going to break down. We're just going to go through the rumor mill, just some stuff that's been popping up. We're going to mess around with the trade machine. And then I think we're going to build some bets here for game one. And then call it a day. Just call it a day. That's what we're going to do. A couple of business things. If you want to watch the game tonight, our guy Weisberg, I'm sure, will be live over on the playbacks. So you can go check that out. That'll again 8:30 Eastern. And then yesterday, if you missed it too, speaking of Weisberg, he came on the show. We did like a full hour on the New York Knicks firing Thibodeau and what that looks like heading into the new season, the KD and Cat rumors, like all that stuff. We did that yesterday, and then that rolled right in. The second hour of that show was the 89 Cavs. Justin and Steve came on. Steve just with incredible energy. Like if you guys missed the start of the show, I mean, Stiller was taking strays. He came in hot. It was really good stuff. So go check that out if you missed it. But yeah, let's get into some of these rumors. I think this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna kind of scroll through Dunk Central a little bit. There was some reporting yesterday about like from the ESPN side of stuff. I think Andrew Marchand did a story here, and the story essentially was are ESPN gonna replace Doris Burke next season? And I thought that I have a tough time just blaming our girl Doris for everything, but the Andrew Marchand piece was a little, I don't know, I didn't really love it. If you missed it, was on The Athletic, but basically just talking about the lack of continuity. I mean, he kind of took shots at Mike Breen, saying Mike Breen didn't really have the same juice that he once had, that he's been trying to do so much. I also think we're having like some real rose-colored glasses on what Van Gundy and Mark Jackson were there down the stretch. I mean, I'm a big Jeff Gundy fan, but the Mark Jackson stuff I thought was kind of insufferable. But yeah, and it sounds like Doris hasn't been extended yet, and Richard Jefferson also like not really extend. I think he's still. It sounds like he's coming back, but nothing set in stone yet. I thought like Amazon was talking with him a little bit. I don't have any strong takes about this, honestly. Like, I actually think Doris does a decent job. I don't. The one thing that I agreed with on the piece was the three-man booths, and this happens every single postseason. I mean, I know ESPN has historically been a three-man booth too, or three-person booth, excuse me. But I just don't love those. I like the back and forth, the flow when it's a two-person gig. Like even with Reggie, Stan, and Kevin Harlan, like it's just a kind of one too many voices, I think. But anyways. They were throwing a couple of names in there. Tim Legler, who I think is phenomenal. So I'd be totally fine if it was old Legs. I think Legler does a great job. Beth Mowins, Ashley Shanamati, Mark Jones, Jared Greenberg. I don't really see any of these. It's probably just Legs, if we're being honest. Especially, well, I don't know though. Maybe ESPN looks a little bit different now that they have like the TNT crew being a part of their team. Like, I don't know, maybe it looks a little bit different. But anyways, that was the first thing. The second thing, there's been now, I saw Chris Mannix from Sports Illustrated. I saw something on Hoop Hype about Jaylen Brown potentially being in the eyes of the San Antonio Spurs, which I thought was a little fascinating. I hadn't seen much of that. And so again, a couple of people brought it up. I also was listening to a little bit of Hollinger and Nate Duncan, and they weren't necessarily saying the Spurs, but we're talking about the Celtics maybe being more open to a clean slate than what was previously reported, right? And talking about maybe like cashing in on Derek White's value while it's super high. I know Weisberg's probably having a seizure right now that I brought that up, but what I thought we could do is kind of go over to that trade machine here for a second and just poke around at some Jaylen Brown to the San Antonio Spurs, because I haven't looked at it yet. I don't know what exactly it would look like. I do think like he does kind of make sense for the Spurs right now, where he's like, in his prime. He's not like, he's not like 34 or anything like that, right? He's still like it still makes sense with the timeline of Wemby and with Fox, and probably takes them to another level. And maybe, and this I think is what Chris Mannix's point was in the Sports Illustrated pod, is that he's not like Jaylen Brown is clearly an all-star, fringe all-NBA guy, but you're not spending the same amount of money, say, you would have been on a Giannis, or same amount of draft capital and assets, all that stuff, right? So, anyways, let's see what this looks like if we tried to do something. So if we send Jaylen Brown over to San Antonio, that's 53 million. So we have to get some cash to make this work. And looking at it, right? So Devin Vassell always seems to be the easiest one to throw in there. It's 27 million, 78 over the next like handful of years. And I think Vassell's probably the one that they're comfortable getting rid of. I mean, I think they like Vassell. But if you were just getting rid of a younger guy and to just make the money work, right? So, because at this point here, trade currently fails. It's good for the Celtics, but they need to get rid of 17 more million. And the answer is either Keldon Johnson, but probably Harrison Barnes in his expiring contract would probably make it work. Now, in this scenario, if it's Vassell and Barnes, Celtics are saving $7 million. Harrison Barnes is expiring. They get off that big old contract. Like, look at it, 3 years, 183 million more to go. So I don't think they would hate that at all. And then, of course, they're getting some draft picks out of this as well. And I don't know what, like, it's probably not the number two. Maybe it is the number two this year. Probably not. But my guess is you could get something like this Atlanta one, and then another pick in there as well. Maybe you get that Dallas one in 2030. They'd be okay with. And then I don't know, maybe 14, something like that. So you get 3 picks, Vassell and Harrison Barnes. Now, the Celtics probably aren't like, they're probably using those picks to go get something else too. And then if you look at the roster for the Spurs, right? What are they looking at now? They lose Vassell, they lose Barnes, but now they have a starting 5 of like Fox, Castle, Jaylen Brown, Victor Wembanyama, and then I don't know. You still got Keldon Johnson there. You got Jeremy Sohan there, and then are there any other like free agents that are like, hey, I'll go there pretty cheap? That looks like it'll be a competitive team. I don't know. Oh, I miss Stubbs is in here. John W's in here. Let's go. Stan, what's up? I don't know. I don't really know if that's something that sells. I really can't get in the head of Boston right now. I don't know where their head's at. There's just so much, like so many rumors going around about Tatum's like recovery, and that there's this, like a puncher's chance that he's actually back around the All-Star break or just after the All-Star break. And if that is the case, I mean, we've just spent the last couple of weeks talking about how bad the Eastern Conference is going to be next year. You got the Knicks getting a new coach. Cavs are going to be shedding a little bit of salary. Pacers are coming back. The Bucks are a mess. Like, everybody's a mess. And if they really do think Tatum is coming back, if you really do think Tatum is coming back, then like maybe you're like, hey, maybe we just chill. Like, let's get off of Drew Holiday. Maddie was saying San Antonio is good if you like large women. Shout out Sir Charles. There you go. There you go, Chuck. There you go, Chucky. So I don't know. I don't really know how the Celtics handle this. I'm having a tough time figuring it out. I was looking a little bit more at the Drew Holiday stuff today for the Celtics Daily. And I know Weisberg had called this out yesterday, but looking at that, it seems like he's probably the one that is most likely to go. And I was thinking more about the Porzingis thing too. And like, do the Celtics take their chances on trying to rebuild some of his trade value? I forgot about this already, and I like feel like I'm pretty locked in. But so he missed 8 games at the end of February into March, right? When he came back, he was averaging like 22-7. He was shooting 53% from the field, 46%, I think, from 3. And then it was something like 1.5 blocks per game. Like, I forgot that Porzingis was cooking right before the playoffs, specifically like had a monster game against the Knicks. And so, yes, he's probably the easiest to move because teams can talk themselves into it because of what he provides as a rim protector and a floor stretcher, but also because of the 1 year left versus what Holiday has, where it's 3 years left. I wonder if Porzingis, like, do the Celtics actually just say, hey, man, let's see how you do in Euroball, and then let's start the season with you on the team. And then can do one or two things. Maybe the Celtics overperform a little bit, and Porzingis is just like, hey, just stay here, man. Just stay and let's play ball. Or he plays well, and then they just like raise the trade value and then trade him closer to the trade deadline for a team that's like trying to win now. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, there's obviously a risk there because he could just come back and snap his leg, right? We've seen that happen so many times. Let's go back over to the trade machine. I'm going to do one more Celtics thing, and then I promise I'll stop talking about the Beantown. But again, the Celtics have been like in the rumor mill. Let's go back to the Dallas one that Weisberg brought up, because I also saw this in the Athletic NBA reporting from Jay King today. Not really reporting. It was more of a mailbag thing. But if we send Drew to Dallas, who's in win now mode, desperate for guards, and then if you just brought back Gafford and PJ, does that work? Trade fails. What does it fail? You've exceeded the available income by $3.8 million. All right. What if we do... Oh, so we got to send $3 million back. Can we send Sam Hauser back? Can they do it that way? No. Okay, I can't figure out how to do it. There's a way to do it though. The smart people were figuring it out. But anyways, I don't know. What other rumors have been going around? Let's do some scrolling here on Central. The Knicks stuff, it does sound like they're going with the assistant coach. I was listening to the Hoop Collective yesterday. There was some pretty good reporting from them around the Knicks, where it was a lot of the stuff that we said yesterday, that it just seems like the Knicks had made up their mind. There's definitely some risk involved, but that's kind of where we are. Juan Stockton says Pacers in 6, go Carlisle. Woo! All right, that is spicy. Let's look at the line for tonight. We can go into some gambling. This is going to be all over the place today, guys. I'm going to be honest. It is 88 degrees right now, and the humidity is insane. And even though our apartment is air conditioned, it's still like seeping through the walls right now, and I am dying. Did laundry this morning. I love living in New York City. New York is I have enjoyed my 10 years here. It's fantastic. The first hot, humid day that I have to do laundry is a fucking nightmare. It is the worst. Makes me want to. I've showered twice today. I have showered 2 times today. I also made the mistake. I went and got a cold brew about 10 minutes or like an hour ago after I finished laundry. And now I've just got caffeine just coursing through my veins right now. I feel awful. I feel awful inside. My belly is a mess. Anyways, let's go to the tail of the tape here for tonight's game. So Pacers Thunder, 8:30 tonight. 8:30, it's getting started. The Thunder are favored by 9.5 with a total of 230.5. I am on that compound V. I'm all souped up today, baby. All right, I want to shout out our guy Magikarp, who came on the show last week. But I do think when you are doing bets for this stuff, you gotta tell a story. You gotta tell a story as to how this is gonna go. We're gonna go over to the Underdog app, even though I can't use it for pick'ems and stuff. But we'll build it through that. So I am interested today in how you think the Thunder are going to defend the Pacers. Now, the Thunder, the one thing that they allow is a lot of 3-point shots. Now, it will tell you if you just look at the data, take that for data. What's up, Fizdale? If you just look at it, it's based on, they say they're wide open threes. But as we covered during the Minnesota series, those are fake wide open threes, right? The way that they close out, it's different than everybody else. Even like Minnesota Timberwolves players were talking about it after one of the games. But that doesn't change the fact that the Pacers are going to try to run fast, and they're going to try to chuck threes. Halliburton. So let's just look at the Pacers guys first, because I think one way to attack this would be to just can I just sort whatever to attack 3-point shots here. Now, Halliburton's the one that I'm a little bit concerned about here. They already took it off the board. What the hell? It was at 2.5 3-pointers. It was at 2.5 3-pointers earlier. It's no longer there. So that is a bummer. That is a bummer there. But I think like figuring out which guys you think are going to chuck threes is the way to go. Chat says Maddie says we were in the 80s in Michigan yesterday, but it is mid-50s today. All right. And Ricky Ricardo's in the chat. Let's go, Ricky. All right. So let's try to figure out some Pacers that can shoot some threes here. Siakam, he's got... Oh, or did they take all of the fucking 3-pointers away? What is going on, man? Miles Turner's the only one with it listed? What the hell? Hold on. Let's do a hard refresh. That sucks. Come on, underdog. Don't make me go to another site. I will go to another site. I absolutely will. All right, let's try this again. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to another site. Let's do FanDuel Sportsbook. I can't believe you're not going to have a single one put down. Like what changed between this morning and like 3 days ago when this series we knew what the series was. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous and I'm upset. I'm upset. All right, let's go over to the FanDuel. Let's go over to FanDuel. All right. Let's do let's do parlay builder here. All right, let's do 3 plus made threes. Halliburton's plus 100. Shea, Neesmith. I want more 3-pointers here. What the hell? Player threes. Okay. This is okay. I feel like we were just here, but whatever. Let's see. 3 plus made three. So Hallie's plus 100. Neesmith is plus 180. Miles Turner plus 255. Siakam's plus 430. I actually think the Siakam one's kind of fun. I feel like this is going to be a good series for him. I like the Siakam one. Caruso too. Oh no, let's keep going. Let's stay on the Pacers side of things. John Dubb, you got boots on the ground there in Indy. How are you feeling about it? I feel like this is the best way to attack it is through these Pacers threes. The only one I'm nervous about is Halliburton. Like I do think there is a world where they just throw Dort, Caruso, and Wallace at him the whole game, and Caruso and Halliburton just does not get anything going. Like maybe he dribbles it up as fast as he can. Maybe he tries to get in transition. I just don't know how many clean threes he's going to get. But I feel like you could do a fun thing here. If you did like Miles Turner also plus 255. What's Siakam's 2 plus? 2 plus for Siakam here is plus 132. Like you could just do that. You could do what if all three of them do it? That's plus 507. Plus 507 if you do that. Right? Just let them all hit threes. Siakam hits 2. Turner hits 2. Neesmith hits 2. What's Obi Toppin? Obi Toppin hits 2. Plus 1834. I don't think that's crazy. I mean, I think Siakam's a little bit tougher because I don't think he's going to take volume threes, right? Neesmith, I'm not worried about. Neesmith's going to take 7 to 10 threes. Turner is going to take a handful of them. Obi Toppin's going to come in and hit some threes. I like all of those. And then I think if you want to do some like Caruso stuff here, if we do Caruso assists, what just happened? What just happened, FanDuel? All right, let's go back here. Let's do some assists now because I kind of like Caruso to dime it up a little bit. Let's say 4 plus assists. Let's do 4 plus assists for old Caruso here. Let's see what we got for Caruso. Plus 200. Woo! We're at plus 5,900 right now. Come on, dog. What's that? 10 to win 590? Okay, Siakam 2 threes, Turner 2 threes, Neesmith 2 threes, Toppin 2 threes, Caruso 4 dimes. I think Caruso is going to play a lot. So I like that. Let me try to do this again. Let's see if I want to try to do it on the dog app again. I know you can't see. No, still only have Miles Turner. Anybody else have any like fun takes today? I think the Halliburton assist, I just don't think he's going to be able to get shots up a lot. So I do think like Hallie dimes are pretty good. Like what's his minus 10? Let's see. 8 assists for Halliburton is minus 225. Whoo, we're up to plus 7762. I'm trying to think too. I also think Jalen Williams has himself a series. I feel like if they're throwing a bunch of stuff at SGA to try to be like, hey, let's have somebody else beat us. Maybe J-Dub here. Now we're, oh my God, plus 11,000 boys and girls. Plus 11,000. I like that. I don't know. Anybody else have any fun takes here in the betting streets for today? Anybody got it? Does feel like easy money, doesn't it, John? It does feel like some easy, sweet, sweet cash right there. Let me blow it up just so you guys can see it a little bit better. And I think if you wanted to take one of them off, you could take Siakam's off or like Toppin's off. I feel pretty good about Turner. Feel pretty good about Neesmith. Yeah, financial advice for sure for days. We got it forever. Let's see it. Let's do the drop. Let's do the fun. We haven't done this one in a while. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? All right, there we go. There we go. Again, I wish Underdog was a little bit better at it. Let's keep talking about it while I wait for you guys to fire in some more betting advice here in the chat. Let's go over to Splash Sports here for a second. Just so you guys know, we have a guaranteed contest here in the Splashy world. So if you actually, let me just, I think I can just share that link, right? Just drop the referral link in the chat. Wait, why didn't that share screen? There we go. What is going on? Did we freeze up again? I hope not. I'm getting a unsuccessful connection, which is tight as hell. Although I feel like we haven't gotten one of those in a while. But as you can see here, we got a guaranteed 1K contest right there. $5 for a 1K contest. I entered some entries in here. I'm going to be honest, guys. I think it's really hard if you're doing this. So this is a 4-tiered contest. I think it's really hard to take anybody but SGA here. And I think you could make the argument where, listen, I was saying this, maybe it's a J-Dub series. Sure, that's fine. You could also be like, well, what if Halliburton has one of his games? Sure, that's fine. And you could say, oh, you're going to play the ownership game, that it's going to be like 82% SGA. Okay. I'd still rather just eliminate 18% of the field. Like, you want to pick somebody else, pick somebody else. I'm going Shea in almost all of them. This is where I think it gets interesting. I can't get a feel for like who else benefits in this series. Is it, normally you can just see it, like, if this is true, what else is true? Like, I'm nervous Nembhard is going to be like, he's going to be getting a lot of the SGA assignment, I think, or maybe he's getting Jade. I don't even know who they're going to fucking throw Nembhard on. But I don't know, like, offensively, I don't see him having an advantage, even though the priority for OKC is going to be slowing down Halliburton. I don't know how open, like, their defense is just so good that it makes me want to just click Chet's name. So I think I'm going to go Chet here. Now we have 3 Thunder and a Pacers. We have Dort report. Let's play the drop. Dort, we're going to say Dort. There we go. Some Doherty reporting. So you got Dort report. We got iHeartRadio, Obi Toppin, and Case and Wallace. I don't really think this is a slam dunk spot for iHeartRadio. So I think for me, it's either going to be Lou Dort or Obi Toppin. Dort, I imagine, is going to be playing heavy minutes on Halliburton. And Halliburton's probably on Dort too, so maybe he's got a little bit of an advantage. I don't know. If they're like, we're going to see a lot of transition threes. But I do, you'll see in tier 4, when we go over to tier 4, it's all Pacers guys. So, like, we're going to have to take a Pacer there. So I think for me, it's either Dort or Toppin. I don't know. I mean, Obi, how many minutes? Obi's playing like 25, 17, 14 minutes. What about here? Dort's going to be playing 30. I mean, I think you just take Dort. I think you take Dort and then like Neesmith, but this is the chalkiest of chalk builds, right? Would OKC winning a chip still hurt Seattle fans? Yeah, I think it still would. Until they get a new team. I think it's going to hurt. I think this is the chalk build. So let's just throw it in there right now so we can split it with 4,500 other people. Now let's do one a little bit spicier. Let's do SGA again. I think you can. I think Nembhard's probably my second favorite here. Let's throw Nembhard in there. I think I would still go Dort or Toppin. Let's go Dort and then Neesmith again. I think it's really hard, unless you think Neesmith gets into foul trouble, to pick any of these guys other than Neesmith. I think I'm just going to lock in SGA and Neesmith almost every single time. But let's make one J-Dub lineup just for shits and giggles. Let's make one J-Dub lineup. J-Dub. I think then if you pick J-Dub, you can go you can go chalk the rest of the way. I think that's fine. Same thing with Halliburton. I think you can go pretty chalky because most people are going to have SGA. So there you go. There you go. Anybody else have any fun takes for bets this afternoon? This evening and heading into game one, go jump into the Splash Sports contest. We did a $25 contest too, but I won't make you guys break the bank. Just focus on the $5 one. The $5 one, because it is guaranteed BT dubs, it means first place is getting $301. 300 to first place. 300 to first place. Let's go see if we can build an underdog pick 'em, even though they took off the 3-point bets. And that's the thing I'm most excited about. I'm most excited about finding Pacers to shoot threes. Let's find that location. Come on, doggy. All right, let's try this again. Also, I don't think I can do underdog pick'ems here yet. Still can't do it. All right, fuck, man, brutal. Man, Halliburton only at 17.5. It's crazy. SGA let's see, what's J-Dub's line? J-Dub's at 22.5. All right, man. All right, Caruso over 2.5 dimes. Let's do that. Neesmith over 14.5 points, rebounds. I kind of like. Man, I hate that they don't have this. Pretty limited options for game one of the NBA Finals. I do think Siakam could do some work here. If you wanted to like really get spicy, if you think this game stays close, you could boost that up. I think that's fun. You have 3-pointers. You have 3-pointers there? All right, let's see if I can get out of it. Let me go back over to underdog. Are you in a state where it's just are you in a state, Weisberg, where it is like straight pick'ems, or is it what is it called? Champions or whatever the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying? They had the 3-pointers listed earlier. What are you doing, Patrick? What are you doing? All right, now underdog's not loading. This is pretty sick. What's going on? Is my computer under attack? I'm getting the wheel of death over here. All right, here we go. We're back. Let's try this again. You can't have champions and pick'ems both. You can't have both of them. Can you? I thought you only had one or the other. Like if pick'ems were legal, you like went the pick'em route, and if it was like depending on state law. All right, let's try this again. Nope, still no. Anyways, Caruso 2.5 dimes. Siakam, you could boost that up with. All right, this one at 1.5 3-pointers made for Miles Turner. That's the only one, huh? Like, do they have? Okay, what about this? Oh, 12. You think Obi Toppin at 13 points? Yo, that's 21x right there. All right, Weisberg has been proven to be a fraud. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, so Weisberg, I was just pulling this up here over on the FanDuel app. I think they're just gonna shoot a ton of threes, man. So like on this one, again, this is plus 11,000. So like I'm not really saying do this, but Siakam to make 2 threes, Turner to make 2 threes, Neesmith to make 2, Toppin to make 2, four plus dimes for Caruso, 8+ dimes for Hallie, J-Dub to score 20. That feels like easy money. I just think they're going to shoot a ton of threes. You know, like the Pacers already are fine chucking some triples. The one thing that OKC allows are open triples. They are going to have to win the variance game, I think, in order to win this matchup anyways. So I don't know. I think that's what I would do. I think that's what I would do. Whew, man, I'm out of gas today. I don't know if it was the 2-hour show yesterday, but this humidity is kicking my ass. I'm like sweaty again. It's awful. It's awful. You guys have anything else you want to get into? Look at it. I'm sweating through my shirt. I just showered. 8:30 NBA Finals Game 1. You go over on Playback if you want to watch over there. Your boy's going to host some trivia tonight, but we are done at exactly 8:30, which is exciting. We can go. Let me go over to So Rare for a second. I haven't looked at my lineups in a bit. I've had some disappointing performances so far, but this is what I'm cooking with. Also, if you guys have other questions or things you want to get into, just drop it in the chat. All right, here's my daily squad for today, assuming that Kyle Tucker plays. If not, I got a backup. But Belly, King Tuck, we got Ryan Pepois, Mookie Betts, Dylan Cease on the mound, Cade Smith, who hasn't thrown in a while, and Mr. Suzuki. But this is my bi-weekly sweat that we've got going so far. Forget about the challenger shit. Who cares? All-star, forget about that. All right, champion. So Lindor's got one game left. He's put up 39. Willie Castro with 48. Bucks with 39. Riley Green, who's out of the starting lineup tonight, which sucks. Mason Miller hasn't pitched yet in 3 straight games. And I got Valdez, who's on the mound tonight. So all these guys have one more game with my starting pitcher going. So this should jump up, I think. It's at top 25% right now. This one, Wallner has been very disappointing. Peralta disappointed. Some of the A's disappointed. Still top 25%. And then this one, we're top 25%. This one's cooked. So that's where I'm at. In the baseball streets. I dove into some underdog MLB yesterday. That was awful. I did a bad job there too. Just garbage stuff all around from your boys the Carrion. Really disappointing performances. But yeah, that's it. Let's get on the NBA bid hat. Still gotta get the rest of that dust off there. Are you against aluminum antiperspirant? Antiperspirant. Yeah, I use Dove. That's exactly what I use Dove. No, you know what I've been using? I've been using what's it called? Jack. So Everyday Jack, Everyman Jack. My wife's cousin, shout out Stevie, just graduated from Syracuse, ready? And he was one of those dudes on his campus that the company was like, hey, if we'll give you some money and just can you give out a ton of soap? And so we were at a wedding together and he just brought that as a gift, which was a sick gift, man. It was a sick gift. So that's what I've been using. Also some bars of soap from that Everyday Jack, Everyman Jack. I forget what it's called. It's good stuff. It was a cool story. Shout out Steve, man. Stevie's great. Stevie's a good dude. Saw him in New York City a couple weeks ago because he designed something dope. And he had his capstone, cornerstone, whatever. He won out of his program. I'm doing a bad job explaining it. Got to come to New York City for a presentation. So we went and saw the presentation. That was right before game 1, I think, of Knicks Celtics, I believe. It was right before game 1 of that. What else? Let me see if I got anything else. Otherwise, this might just be a quick one today. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? Halliburton's new shoes. Sounds like I mentioned the Hoop Collective. They sound a little bit more. Jason Kidd sounds like there might be some real smoke behind that as the next head coach of the New York Knicks. I think that's dumb if they do it, but some smoke to it. Anyways, all right, dude. Sorry for a disappointing performance today, but that's what happens. I'm out of gas. And we just need some trades to start happening. There's only so many rumors we can do, right? But anyways, here's your financial advice. That's not financial advice. Just over on threes, Caruso dimes. Over 4. Bump it up if you can. 4+ dimes for Mr. Caruso. But I hope you guys have a nice little day. Come on over to Playback a little bit later. Enjoy basketball. Enjoy some basketball. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time. All right. We'll see you soon. We'll see you tomorrow. We outskis.